My brother backstabbed our family over the inheritance, but karma hit him harder. I was 23 when Grandpa died, leaving behind a $2.3 million estate and a family about to tear itself apart. The will was straightforward. Everything split equally between his 3 grandchildren, me, my brother, and our cousin Brianna. Grandpa had always been fair that way. He'd saved for decades, lived modestly, and wanted to give us all a head start in life. My brother had different plans. 2 days after the funeral, he cornered me in Grandpa's kitchen while I was packing up dishes. "We need to contest the will," he said, not even pretending to look sad anymore. "Why would we do that?" I asked, confused. "Brianna doesn't deserve a third. She barely visited him the last 5 years." That wasn't true. Brianna lived across the country but called Grandpa every Sunday and flew in for every holiday. But my brother had always resented how close they were. When I refused to join his scheme, he went nuclear. He hired the most ruthless estate attorney in town, the kind who specialized in destroying families for profit. Then he started spreading lies, claimed Grandpa had dementia when he wrote the will, said Brianna had manipulated him, even suggested I was too immature to handle money responsibly. The legal battle lasted 18 months. Every family gathering became a war zone. My brother brought his lawyer to Christmas dinner. He secretly recorded conversations, trying to catch us saying something he could use in court. He even hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on Brianna's finances. The worst part was watching what it did to our parents. Dad developed stomach ulcers from the stress. Mom started having panic attacks. They begged my brother to stop, but he'd just smile and say he was protecting the family legacy. The breaking point came when my brother tried to have Grandpa's body exhumed for a mental competency evaluation. The judge was so disgusted he threatened sanctions. But my brother's lawyer had one final card to play. During depositions, it came out that my brother had been stealing from Grandpa for years. Small amounts at first. $200 here, $500 there. He'd been using Grandpa's credit cards for his own expenses and forging checks. The lawyer tried to frame it as proof that Grandpa trusted him most. Instead, it triggered a criminal investigation. The detective who took the case was thorough. She found evidence of systematic financial abuse going back 3 years. My brother had stolen nearly $80,000 from an 89-year-old man who'd trusted him with everything. The inheritance case collapsed overnight. My brother was arrested at his office in front of all his coworkers. The local newspaper ran the story with his mugshot on the front page. At trial, the prosecutor painted a picture of breathtaking greed. How my brother had convinced Grandpa to make him power of attorney, then systematically looted his accounts. How he'd used the stolen money to fund his lifestyle while our grandfather ate the same can of soup for dinner 3 nights in a row. The judge sentenced him to 4 years in prison, but karma wasn't finished. The restitution order meant my brother had to pay back every penny he'd stolen, with interest. His legal fees had already bankrupted him. He lost his house, his car, and his job. His wife filed for divorce and moved back to her mother's with their kids. The final twist came 6 months later. The estate lawyer who'd helped orchestrate the smear campaign was disbarred for suborning perjury. My brother's appeals were thrown out, and he ended up serving the full sentence. Meanwhile, Brianna and I split the inheritance as Grandpa intended. She used her share to buy a house near her parents. I paid off my student loans and started the photography business I'd always dreamed of. Last month, my brother was released on parole. He's living in a halfway house, working at a gas station, and will be paying restitution for the next 20 years. Sometimes he calls wanting to rebuild our relationship. I never answer. Grandpa always said greed was its own punishment. He was right. It just took a while to catch up.